Hello, it is Saturday, March 5th, 2022, although that is clearly not the date of the crossword you see upon your screen right at this moment. I am Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. This is a sort of a bonus solve, I suppose. I may or may not have time today to solve the regular New York Times daily crosswords, so I have dug out from months and months and months old folder of myself solving a number of interesting historical crosswords in just this eventuality. So the audio quality is poorer. I was in a less appropriate environment, so it's not quite up to what I think of as the channel's current standards, but it's a crossword and I solve it. And actually, before I go any farther, let me thank the Daily Solve benefactors who've brought us this edition. So thank you to Laura Sexton, Alex, and as always, the inestimable Hood Monster. They are all benefactors, the three of them benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign. And if you'd like to join their ranks to receive this recognition as well as the Daily Solve Let's Check the Crosses mug, that is at patreon.com/dailysolve. All right, so back to explaining what's going on. There may be another video later with today's crossword, I don't know, but again, since there may not be, I'm sharing with you this bonus video recorded months and months ago. At the time, this is now no longer current observation, but at the time, people in the Daily Solve Discord chat server were solving the crosswords that had been published by the New York Times on the day of their birth. And so I thought I should do that too. I'll record it for the channel and hide it away in case I ever need such a video because I'm unable to record. And so I did, in fact, solve the crossword of my date of birth, which was September 10th, 1984. And I forgot to credit the constructor at the beginning of the video, Elaine George. I did credit the editor, Eugene T. Maleska, because of his slight notoriety in the crossword solving world. But yes, this was a very interesting exercise. It was months and months ago, so I can't say much about it now. That would be confidently remembered. But this was solved on the XWordInfo website. It's sort of hard to find, actually, but on the XWordInfo.com website, all of the pre-Will Shortz era New York Times crosswords are available to solve for free. So if you were born prior to some point in 1993, which is when Will Shortz's tenure as editor began, you can undergo this same challenge that I did. And I suppose that's it. I will let myself get on with the solve momentarily. Again, I do apologize for the audio quality, which is not quite up to snuff, but it is a perfectly listenable solve of a crossword, and I hope you enjoy it. Oh, and speaking of the Discord chat server, which is where I got the idea to do this, that is free for anybody to join. So if you'd like to chat and keep in touch and get suggestions, all sorts of things about what puzzles are interesting, what you could solve, that's on the Daily Solve Discord chat server, and there's a link in the description field underneath the video. Also, community member created crosswords in the Constructor's Corner channel. I'm going to be doing another solve of those for the Patreon campaign soon. All right, so now I really will let myself get on with this, and I hope you enjoy it. This is the New York Times crossword for 10 September 1984 by Elaine George. Enjoy. This would have been edited by, yes, it says down there underneath, by Eugene T. Maleska, who I think is actually a notorious editor of the New York Times crossword. He was maybe the third editor of the crossword, and I think widely regarded as the least favorite of the New York Times crossword editors by solvers. At least that is what I understand based on my limited historical knowledge. But I'm going to try and solve this. We'll see how it goes. It should be interesting at the very least. And I'm going to just refresh the page to restart the timer at least. And let's get going. I don't see what else there is to say particularly, so let's go. We have one across, stars in the Kansas motto. I'm not sure how many stars in the Kansas motto, so let's just move on. One on the move. I don't know, could be a doer. I mean, this could be a number of things, I think, so I'm going to keep going. An image on radar. Could be a blip, although I don't know that I'd call that an image. Oh, the keyboard controls are actually different here than they are on the New York Times site. I should mention, I'm solving this on XWordInfo.com, which I found has, as far as I can tell, a complete archive of pre-Will Shortz puzzles that you can solve on their website. If you search for XWordInfo pre-Shortz crosswords or something like that, you should find this. And I think this is because the New York Times crossword app and website goes all the way back to the beginning of the Shortz era in 1993. So I suppose, I don't know, these were considered fair game or they licensed them from the New York Times. I'm not sure. But in any case, if you want to solve historical puzzles, XWordInfo.com. They're free. All right, so let's see. That was, I thought maybe blip, trying to cross, and then down long-eared dog. That could be Basset. How do you spell Basset? Is it one at? Maybe it's not Basset. Is that how you spell Basset? Let's see. Let's try this. Basset and blip. Okay, chums could be pals. What is this? Verdi heroine. That could be Aida of the opera. Unemployed, yeah, it could be idle. All right, so this is working out. I forgot to mention, this is a Monday puzzle, so it should be fairly easy-ish. To find a buyer is to sell, and stead is lieu. Oh, that's funny. I said this earlier. I said in lieu of the daily crossword, instead of the daily crossword. And chums are pals. Campaign topics could be issues, like Venetian blinds. Slatted, is that what I suppose how you would describe Venetian blinds, the sort of vertical slat window coverings? There's some kind of party going on outside. I don't know if that's coming through the microphone. I apologize if so. A shackle or handcuff could be a manacle. And sorry, I'm not very familiar with these controls, so I'm a bit imprecise. Taciturn. Oh, stoical, maybe? No. I'm not sure. Let's keep going. Oh, sorry, hold on. I'm just getting a notification here. I just want to see if it's important. No, not urgent. Okay. All right, let's go back to the acrosses. To do the driving could be to steer. 43,560 square feet. I'm going to guess that's an acre. I don't know that measurement, but that seems plausible. So let's see if we can check it with some crosses here. A white-tailed eagle. Is there any way this could be an Aaron? I don't know. I'm not sure. Let's check this one. Living in the open sea. Oceanic? Is that what you would say? Oops. What you'd say there? I'm not really sure. Oceanic, I think of as describing sort of a descriptor of a noun. I suppose, maybe it is. Let's see. Let's look at 30 across. A conception of thoughts could be ideation. So maybe it is oceanic. And then 36 across, we have a bouquet. Oh, a scent. Right. So a bouquet could be a sort of nice intentional collection of flowers, but it's also the aroma, the bouquet of a perfume or something. All right. Taciturn. Oh, reticent. Right. So a reticent person, a taciturn person, someone who doesn't speak easily or frequently. And what is this? House of Lords and Commons. That would be Parliament. Here in the UK, the Houses of Lords and Commons, the upper and lower houses of Parliament, respectively. So maybe this is Ern or Ern, actually. It seems like it might be the case. And then what was 6 across? One on the move, right? So it could be a doer or a goer, perhaps. And then third Greek letter, well, if it were a goer, this would be gamma. And then capital of Peru is Lima. Sometimes when you see capital of a country, it refers not to the capital city, but rather to the monetary unit, the financial capital, so to speak. But this is a Monday puzzle, so it's a bit more straightforward. So in this case, I think it is the capital city, Peru. And here we have objectives, our aims. What are we? Sorry, I keep getting distracted because they highlight both the across and down differently. I keep misreading which one is actually selected. Okay, so 28 across is a monster's home. A monster's home. I don't know, a lair, I'm actually not sure. But now we have some crosses here. Let's go to the downs in the early part of the puzzle. Fluttering. I'm not sure. I wanted to start with A for some reason. Oh, stars in the Kansas motto, right. I was thinking maybe this was a number, but I think it's probably astra, which would refer to stars, and probably, many mottos are written in Latin, so it would be quite plausible for stars in the Kansas motto to be referred to with the word astra. All right, like leftover beer could be stale, completed, terminated, perhaps? Right. So if you completed a task, you terminated it, or the railway line terminated, it completed. Shade giver could be an elm tree. And Armstrong of NASA would be Neil Armstrong, the astronaut. And then what is this? Fluttering, aspen. Interesting. Is that where the name of the tree comes from this sense? Yeah, that's interesting. I'll have to look that up etymologically. I'm not sure. Norman of TV. I don't know. Actually, so far in the puzzle, I haven't encountered many things that feel very specifically tuned to a 1984 audience, which I do remember happening frequently on the 1993 puzzle, but this might be an example of that. Norman of TV, I don't know offhand. So let's keep going. Father of Jacob. Oh boy, I don't remember, so let's keep going. Wildebeest, I think a wildebeest is a gnu. And if one is unclothed, one is nude. Wallet, Washingtons, in quotes to indicate it's a bit of a pun or wordplay, would be ones. $1 notes have George Washington imprinted on them. And here we have 31 down, in an unlearned way. In an unlearned way, maybe ignorantly. There we go, that fits. 40 across looks like attuned. Let's see. Brought into harmony. That probably is attuned. And a monitor lizard. I'm not sure. I know that a monitor is a type of lizard, but I'm not sure exactly what this one is called. Here we have gnawed away. Would that be erose? Is something that has been eroded, would you describe it as erose? That sort of makes sense, but it's not a sense of the word I'm familiar with. I think that's maybe slightly decayed in usage. Here we have 6th Jewish month. Oh, I'm not sure offhand. And here we have arrests. Arrests could be take someone into custody. It could be sort of slows the progress of or stops. Not really sure which it is in this case, so I'm going to keep going. Here we have 52 down, wampum. This would be money associated with Native Americans generally, I believe. So I don't know. I think beads were a common form of currency in that context. And then actually that would make arrests the more straightforward, actually, version of arrests, which might be nabs. Is a nab a criminal? Let's see if that carries through. Unfortunately, I'm still not sure about the monitored lizard, so I can't really confirm or deny that there. But let's see. A part of a molecule would be an atom. Well, that leads to actually a slightly tricky cross here. I feel as though this must be an E or an A. And I'm not sure which, so let's move on for now, and I may have to take a guess at the end. But for the time being, I'm going to move on. So they precede heels. They precede heels. Actually, not sure. Stays? Does this mean sort of commands to a dog? You'd say stay, heel. I'm not actually sure. No, I don't think so, because here we have a modernist, and I think that means some, neo, someone who is, well, a person or thing that is more modern. Neo is often used in conjunction with such things, so I believe that's probably what that is. Here we have a Spanish diacritical mark. This would be a tilde, which is used to over an N, for instance, in Spanish, to create the enya, that particular syllable. A bottomless pit is an abyss. Oh, they precede heels souls? I don't entirely understand. I mean, I understand these are both associated with shoes. I don't entirely understand how a sole precedes a heel. I mean, a sole would be above a heel. I suppose that's what it means. That's not this, not a usage of precede with which I'm familiar. I don't know if that's because it's outdated or because I'm just not acquainted with it. Massive looks like monumental. A beak or point is a nib. That looks right. Here we have I blank man with. I met a man with 7 wives, I suppose, going to St. Ives. There's that English rhyme. Could be that, or it could just generally be a common context in which to say met a. What an elbow needs. What an elbow needs. I'm not actually sure what that's getting at. Reliable, of use. I don't think that's right. Reliable, trusty doesn't fit. Let's check this cross here with this O. Gold in Leon. So this would be gold in Spanish, oro. And then here we have I blank you so. I told you so. But everlasting here looks like eternal. That's pretty straightforward. Oops. Oh, again, the way that this works is different than the New York Times website, so I'm just a little bit thrown occasionally. Okay. Most anxious, well, here's an easy thing to do. When you see most, a superlative adjective, often you can simply put est at the end, especially if there's already, as in this case, an e and a t here. Oh, right, I see, sorry. Reliable is sound. Yes, and then that fills in 57 across. What an elbow needs is room. Elbow room. Okay, fair enough. Let's see. Let's jump back up to where we left off. A monster's home. Oh, I see. I see. This is not referring generically to the home that a monster might have. This is the home of a particular monster. In this case, Ness, Loch Ness. In Scotland, home of the mythical Loch Ness monster. So there we go. Oh, Norman. Oh, I know who this is. This is Norman Lear of television. So this is a slightly outdated reference. You'd probably be, you could plausibly still have this in a crossword now, but it would be more current. In 1984, Norman Lear created, I think, All in the Family and possibly other successful television. I mean, certainly other successful television programs. I don't remember which, but he was a influential television producer. Father of Jacob must be Isaac. And then dried up could be sear, as in arid, like a desert. And exist are, simple synonym. They exist, they are. To promise in marriage would be to betroth someone. And a type of building beam could be I-bar. Oops, that's not for me. You get these in the crossword sometimes where you have a blank bar or beam, and sometimes it's an H-bar or beam, and sometimes it's an I-bar or beam, and there's really nothing you can do other than to fill it with a cross. It's the kind of thing that comes up, presumably because it's very useful for a constructor to be able to insert whichever letter is helpful. Okay, an American warbler. This is presumably a bird. And here we have red, and often birds will have colors in their name, so that seems plausible, but I don't know which one this is, so I'm going to move on for now. Here we have Maggie Blank, Martha Ray. I don't know. I assume this is a character maybe and an actor who portrayed that character, but I don't recognize it. So a children's riding toy, though, looks like a scooter to me. This doesn't skip completed words, I see. Tigers to Hindus and Persians. Tigers to Hindus and Persians. I'm not sure, but this might end in S. And most anxious could be tensest, so that actually is helpful. And then, let's keep going. The Valachi blank or Valaki blank, I don't know. Here we have once more, could be anon, which I believe can mean again, but also quickly or imminently. But let's try that and check some crosses. Forward or lateral follower. This might be a forward pass or a lateral pass in a sport, I think. And here we have composer-singer Paul Anka, who actually still would have been more current in 1984, but still comes up in the crossword, presumably because those double A's, those bookend A's are useful in setting. To squint, for example, could be to look. It doesn't seem very specific, but it could be blank trap used in a shooting sport. Oh, you know, I'm actually not sure. What is this one? Orange red stone. I'm not sure about that either. So let's see. What else can we look at here? What was this? Oh, haven't looked at this yet. Blank prunes. I don't know that either, unfortunately. So if this were look, this would be... Boy, that is there's a very loud commotion going outside, and I'm finding it very distracting, unfortunately. Not that I begrudge those people their celebration. It's just... it is distracting me, that's all. All right. Tigers to Hindus and Persians. I don't know. And then send along. Oh, wait. I thought this was that Maggie clue. Oh. I think I misread this, and I thought this long down was this 43 to cross. Again, I mixed up which was corresponding to which. So this is send along. Oh, okay, that's more straightforward than if it were that person's name. That's simply transmit. So foe of Iraq is Iran, and then red American warbler. I don't know. I wonder, is there any chance this could be referring to a person and it's sort of a slight misdirection? Here we have Maggie blank, Martha Ray. Could be... oh, I haven't seen this either. I think I missed quite a few clues somehow. I'm not sure how I managed to do that. Flog blank horse, flog a dead horse. And then this looks like Maggie O'Reed. And then this American warbler. Sorry, I'm just glancing at the microphone input to see if the sound is coming through. I can't tell. I think it might be a bit. Anyway, what is this? Oh, this looks like papers. This probably refers to, I don't know, some kind of something that was leaked or a news story or something. I'm not sure. And then here to squint, for example. Oh, maybe to pour over sort of fine print or something to squint, because it says, for example, which I actually didn't really consider. So when it says, for example, what that means is the answer isn't a synonym of the thing. It's something that, in this particular case, it might be corresponding to this answer. So you might squint, for example, when poring over something that's difficult to read, but it's not claiming that to squint means to pore. That obviously doesn't make sense. Although this all looks sort of odd here now. I don't know anything about shooting or sports, really, for that matter. So I don't know what this is. So maybe this is wrong. Maybe it's not pour. Squint. I mean, I think my explanation holds, but that doesn't mean that I was correct with the answer. Squint. Yeah, I'm not really seeing that. Boy, this all went pretty smoothly, and now I just have a few squares remaining, and I just can't quite close it down. So this would be either an I or an E on Maggie O'Reed. Seems pretty likely. I suppose it could be a consonant, but with this cross, it's almost certainly not. Tigers to Hindus and Persians. What is that getting at? Shops, shows, ships. If it were E, is there any way tensest could be wrong? I mean, that doesn't seem likely. Sorry, yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there. I apologize. So then what is this? American Warbler. American Warbler. I keep thinking maybe it's a singer and it's someone's name and it's not a bird. But I don't, if that's true, I don't know who it is, unfortunately. Yeah. This is probably a reed. I mean, I think that's probably fair enough. I think this is probably a dar and a monitor lizard. Now this, I'm taking a guess, but I think that's probably what it is. What is this? Now, I've heard in at fairgrounds and things, you have something called skee ball, which is when you throw a ball up a ramp and it sort of lands in concentric circles. I'm going to just decide to go out on a limb and say maybe that's related, or at least etymologically related, because it has something to do with aim. And then to squint, for example, I don't... Orange, red stone. Once more. Oh. Maybe once more is wrong. Yeah. This is... I said anon. And was I mistaking that? Anon certainly means quickly or forthwith or imminently. Does it not mean again? Because anew definitely means once more. And is it possible I was just completely inventing that? Because then squint would certainly be peer. And to squint at something, to peer at something is very straightforward. So I think I set myself a trap. I think I set myself a trap, but maybe not a ski trap, maybe some kind of linguistic trap. And that looks better. So, and then this would be stewed prunes. That's, of course, much more straightforward. Orange, red stone, sard. Now that I don't know, but I'm much more confident about the rest of these now. Forward or lateral pass, Paul Anka, peer for squint, and stewed prunes. That all seems pretty solid to me. So orange, red stone, sard, let's say that that's what it is. And then here, now that we have all the rest of this, about which I'm also pretty confident, red start? Is that, yeah, I guess that's it. Okay, so I don't know what red start is. I mean, it sort of sounds like a head start, which is one of the reasons I thought, I don't know, it just sort of sounded plausible, but I don't know what that is. And unfortunately, I'm also not familiar with Schurz here, so I'll have to look that up as well. But there we go. That was my birthday puzzle. I'm not solving it on my birthday, and I'm sure it won't be released on my birthday, but I just thought that would be a fun thing to do, and I did enjoy it. This was, I would say, 80 to 90% pretty straightforward, but then I did get stuck in a number of cases. I took a bit of a guess over here, but I was fairly confident Adar would be correct. Less so about Iran, but I'll have to look that up. And then this little corner over here gave me a bunch of trouble, which I can only blame on myself for confusing anon with anew. I don't know why I didn't come to anew earlier. That's certainly the much more straightforward answer. And then over here, some knowledge I just entirely don't have and will need to look up. Don't know Maggie O'Reed, aka Martha Ray, and really don't know red start, American Warbler. Yeah, go figure. I don't know. But I had fun doing this. I don't think I actually remembered to credit the constructor of this puzzle, who is Elaine George. I mentioned the editor, Eugene T. Maleska, but Elaine George constructed the puzzle. So there we go. That was the New York Times crossword puzzle for Monday, September 10th, 1984, my birthday. And I think, as I said earlier, the reason I thought to do this is because this had been going around the Discord channel recently, people solving the crosswords on the day of their birthday. And if you were born before 1993, you can solve yours for free on the XWordInfo website. And there you have it. That was the crossword published on the date of my birth. I hope you enjoyed the solve, and let me know if you tackle this for your own birthday crossword. Be interested to know how you fared, because solving something from a different time can be obviously challenging for reasons that don't really need explaining. So, but it is an interesting exercise, I think. I do have a few more. I have a few more banked videos of this sort in case I need them in the future. So me from the past may return at some point, but for now, that's all I have. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please do subscribe if you like this channel, and pretty certain I'll be back tomorrow with the daily solve, if not today, but certainly at least tomorrow or the day after. All right, take care.